Yo, yo, yo. What's up, RotoBaller family, and welcome to launching Longshots for the PGA Championship this week at Valhalla Golf Club. A lot of content already out there this week. I've got 3 long shots over 55 to 1 this week that I think that you should consider adding to your card. What you should also consider is joining the RotoBaller team. If you're checking this out on YouTube, make sure to subscribe to this channel. Then go over to rotoballer.com. Use the promo code PGA. That'll get you 30% off any monthly premium subscription. Brings you down to like $17 a month. It's like $5 a week. You get all 5 of my pieces. You get all of Joe Nicely's. You get all of our live content. You get course previews. You get access to the Model Maniac and Spencer Aguiar, who put together the best models in the entire industry, chock full of stats and actionable data. The best team of Avengers creating PGA Tour golf content is the RotoBaller team. I firmly believe that. And I'm excited to bring you this piece of content. Let's talk some bombs for the PGA Championship. For what it's worth, the most susceptible major championship over the years to having a long shot winner. The average OWGR rank of a winner in the last 10 years is 33rd. That is well higher than any other major brings. Biggest field, most competitive field in golf. We've got 150 plus players. And I think that the golf course, actually, Valhalla, sets up for the possibility of bringing a long shot into play. Narrow fairways, not a ton going on around and on the greens, relatively fat. We've seen Mark Brooks here. We've seen Tiger take it to a playoff here. We've seen Rory win, but you look at those leaderboards and there's all kinds of different players with different skill sets that have found a way to compete at Valhalla over the years. Some new course setups this year, but I've got 3 guys that I've really honed in on. First, 55 to 1 now is an outrageous price on this player. He is the mold breaker. PGA Championships, big time events, and here's what I wanted to talk to you about. So since 2022, he has played in 9 major championships, 1 players championship. These are the best fields in the entire world of golf. I'm talking 10 total events. He's got 6 top 10s, 5 top 6s, 2 wins during that stretch, and he's gained 87 total strokes in those 10 events alone, 8.7 per event. That's second to only Scotty Scheffler during that span. You're looking at guys this week who are extremely long off the tee, maybe guys who are extremely accurate. Well, this guy's really neither, but he still finds a way to get it done. That's why I call him the mold breaker. Let's talk a little bit about Cameron Smith. These are the major championships that you have on record. You look at the PGA last year with a T9, and what I really want to focus on is I think that he's sort of trending in the right direction with his iron play. So this is a look at his sort of major championships. I want to jump over to rickrungood.com here, and I want you to look at his ball striking numbers. So at Hong Kong and at Singapore, those are 2 of his last 3 events on the Live Tour because he withdrew from Miami. Those are his 2 best ball striking and approach numbers of his entire career on the Live Golf. That includes events that he's won. Those are his best performances this year. What do those places possibly have in common with Valhalla? Well, they both feature Zoysia fairways, which Valhalla switched to this year. Maybe a little bit of a comfort zone for Cam back on a preferred surface where he's had his best approach numbers of the year. He's just like I mentioned, he's a guy that you have to consider when you look at all this kind of stuff and you look at major championships. You want Cam Smith. He's on Zoysia. He's been the second best player at majors. I think that you should put him on your card. And for once, you're going to get a guy on there who you can stick out there. And when he has a 15-foot putt, you're not praying for it to go in. You're waiting for it to go in. Cam Smith's 55 to 1. Okay. My next player this week is up to 80 to 1. There are actually 100s to 1 earlier in this week, which I grabbed. I want to talk to you about a big time athlete, which win major championships. Strong, burly boys. Let's look at our boy, Sammy B. Sam Burns, T13 last week at the Wells Fargo. So right around this time of the Masters and the Heritage, he had his first child, Bear Burns, by the way. Awesome name. But then he gained a little bit of a breather, was able to get back to Quail, where he gained plus 2.7 off the tee. Here's the thing, when Sam Burns has the driver going, it works phenomenally for him. He was 10 yards longer than field average last week. He hit 6% more fairways. And when he can utilize that as a weapon and utilize his power, it really opens up his possibilities of competing in a big time event. Because what we know about Sam Burns is that he's an absolutely elite putter. Where he hasn't gotten it done, and the reason you're getting such a discount on his price in comparison to his talent level, is he hasn't done it in majors. That said, a T20 at Southern Hills 2 years ago was his best performance at a major. I think that it sets up very similarly in a mold to sort of what we may see from Valhalla this week. But guys, when you look at the leaderboard and the guys around Sam Burns in the 80 to 100 to 1 range, you're not going to find too many guys who have 5 wins in the last 2.5 years. He also has 4 second place finishes. He's got 4 thirds. That's 13 events, top 3 or better, 5 of which he's cashed in for victories on the PGA Tour. This is a big time player. He is a Ryder Cup caliber player. He had a little bit of a poor stretch this season after starting out hot, and I think you can capitalize by getting a ton of value on Sammy B this week. And finally, my last guy. We're going nuclear, 150 to 1. He's up to 200 to 1 in some spots offshore. I want to add another live guy to the card, and I want to talk to you about a player who's gained strokes both off the tee and ball striking in all 7 starts on the live tour this year. He ranks 3rd in points. He finished 3rd at Mayakoba, 8th at Hong Kong, which was Zoysia, 14th at Singapore, which was Zoysia, 3rd at Adelaide, and he won a big time Burley Boy Long Golf Park and Live Miami earlier this year. Also won back-to-back European Tour events at the very end of the year in December. Let's take a little look at Dean Burmester. Joburg Open and South African Open, you will see there. But look at the amount of green that you're going to see on Dean Burmester's page here. He's been absolutely crushing it on live. Like I mentioned, 3rd in points. You see here his preferred green service is bent grass, which we do have bent grass greens this week. 3rd in live in driving distance this season. He's averaging 313 yards off the tee. It's a weapon that I'm confident he can deploy this week. 4th in greens and regulation on live, 8th in scrambling. His best finish at a major prior to this was a T11 at the 2022 Open Championship. I think that he can improve upon that this week. I like him in your top 40s. I like him in your make the cut parlays. Dean Burmester is a good option in DFS as well at a very cheap price point. I'm putting him on the card at 150 to 1. And I know we're about out of time, but before we get out of here, make a little brief case for my boy Denny McCarthy. 2nd and 6th place finishes within his last 4 starts. This guy enjoys a hard golf course. He told me just as much when he was on my podcast about 6 months ago. Preferred Lines podcast out now, by the way, with Daniel Rappaport breaking down the entire field for the PGA. Go check that out. Give that a sub over on YouTube. But the putter for Denny, it's so good, and we almost take it for granted how good it is, but plus 4.3 average over his last 6 starts with the putter is unbelievable. He plays well in majors. He's made 8 out of 9 cuts so far in his career. All 4 PGA championships he's made the cut at. And Denny on bent grass is an absolute force to be reckoned with. Here are his last 6 starts on bent. T10 at the BMW, T6 at John Deere, 7th at the Travelers, 20th at the U.S. Open, 2nd at Memorial. Don't forget that. That's another Jack Nicklaus course in the Midwest that shares a lot of similar traits. T29th at the PGA. You can get a great price on him, top 20 this week. He's minus 180 to make the cut. If you think he goes 5 for 5 at the PGA, a little bonus pick for you there. Those are my launching long shots. Thank you. Make sure to sub to the RotoBaller channel. It's been great to talk to you guys once again and give you my long shot picks. I wish you the best of luck. Have a great week. Enjoy the PGA Championship, and we get all these guys unified and back together 4 weeks of the year. Let's not take it for granted. Have a great day. Thanks.